Frustrated were you for James that he wasn't even a finalist?
Yeah, it was frustrating. He put together a great resume, a great season, one of the best in college football history. So that was frustrating for him, but to see how he handled it, how he handled the whole season, super proud of him. I mean, he led the whole nation in punting and didn't get that opportunity to even take the trip. It was, again, frustrating for him, but again, he's a great young man and excited for him to be able to handle that, go through some adversity, and hopefully give it another shot. But to get back to that point, when you go 12 games like that and put together a resume like that, it's definitely frustrating for everybody that he didn't get an opportunity to reap the benefits of getting an invite.
You know, when you look at the finalists that are there, you know, do you kind of get a sense that maybe it was quantity over quality that they you know?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously Iowa's punter got way more punts than everybody else in the country, but I mean, you can't control those things. So, not exactly sure why. I don't know those guys personally, so I don't know why he wasn't a part of it. But again, just frustrated.
What about for a lot of people thought maybe he's special teams player of the year? Had a strong case as well.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, I think he's the best specialist in the conference and the country. So, I mean, that's my opinion. I don't think anybody's going to change that.
And the fact that you guys get to go up against the guy that won on Saturday, I mean, I know it's not an individual type game. They're never on the field at the same time, whatever. But, I mean, for James and Jonah and stuff, I mean, is this an opportunity just to, I guess you hope you don't see James much on Saturday. But, I mean, just this is an opportunity at all for them to kind of, just the way it worked out in a championship game now, to kind of show that some of these voters may have made a mistake? Yeah,
and UNLV does a great job with specials. Their punter is really good as well. He's over 46 yards per punt. So it's going to be a good challenge, not just because of those things, but just because they're really good. Their kicker missed 2 field goals. Their punter's over 46 yards. So it's going to be a challenge for those guys to beat them. And they're the best 2 specialists combined that we've seen in a long time. And so it was exciting before all this happened. And it's exciting to go win a championship. But personally, for those guys, it's going to be a good challenge for those guys to go out-duel them, because that's going to be a big part of the game. If they can win that matchup, I think it's going to be in our favor to win the football game. And it's going to be difficult to do that.
What does De Jesus do? I mean, his numbers on both kick and punt return are better than everybody in the league. So
yeah.
What is he doing, to be able to get opportunities both, because there's a lot of fair catching out there, and how does he take advantage of it?
He's just electric. He's smart on the kickoff return. He picks his spots well. He does let the ball go when it's not in a good position for them to return it. So he's very, very good with that. And then he's just explosive, man. He'll hit it vertically on the punts. He'll make a guy miss and hit it downhill. And I think that's what special punt returners do, is they can make the first guy miss, and they're not just running around. They either hit it downhill, or if they have a wall return set up to the field, then he gets to the wall. So he does a good job of really catching on the move as well. And that's what James does well, is kick it away from guys, but he does a good job of tracking it, being able to catch it over his shoulder, and then catch his bearings and be able to hit it vertically. So he is a dangerous kick returner and punt returner, and I think he's top 5 in the country in punts, and then top 15 in kickoff. So it's going to be, he's one of the best ones, and again, that's going to be a big test for us.
You guys get an all-conference punter, an all-conference kicker. The person that touches it every single time on those plays is Mason. You know, we don't talk a whole lot about him, so just talk about Mason. What's he meant to both the success of your special teams and to this team as general?
Yeah, I mean, coming last year, I didn't work with the specialist, but he was a walk-on last year, and so I got to see him from afar, and just his consistency every single day, coming in there as a freshman and being able to have the season he has a freshman. And so his sophomore year, stepping into this role and earning a scholarship, like there were some big things for him that he wanted to get checked off his list, and for him to be able to have success with those type of guys, because those guys are, obviously they're really good and their standard is high, so if the ball's off a little bit, they're going to let him know about it. So I think that drives him to continue to push and get better. And so you've seen him grow in his confidence and be able to give it back to them as well, because if it's on and they're not kicking it right, then he can give it right back.
What do you guys look for in a long snapper? You know, what's kind of the metrics you try to find, or I don't know if there are metrics? Or...
Yeah. I mean, obviously the speed of the ball, the accuracy, I mean, those are the 2 things that you're looking for. And so the techniques that goes with that is you have quick hands, is he able to snap it where you need it to be. Like, especially punts nowadays, like it's not just snapping it directly behind, it's snapping it offset. I mean, shoot, we've done a lot of different things where he snaps it to the right, snaps it to the left, snaps it off of where he's actually standing. And so just the accuracy of, like, if you tell a snapper here's where it snaps, and then the speed to get back there so we can get the operation, because if you're at a slow snap, you won't be able to get the punt off. So those are the two metrics that we're looking for the most, is accuracy and speed.
He's kind of been resilient through all those changes. We're getting it to wherever you need to be. I take it.
Oh, he's like, what do you want me to do? Oh yeah, I can do that. Like, so he's that type of guy. Like, I'll tell him to do something crazy. Like, I mean, he snapped it one-handed off to the side this year. Like, he's done a lot of things in our 2-point conversion. So he's done a lot of things. And anytime I throw something at him, he's like, yeah, I can do that.
With James, I mean, I know you guys had high hopes for him. He started as a true freshman or whatever last year, but to see the improvement he's made in 1 year, was it just as simple as him getting more comfortable with the American game, or how do you explain? I mean, in 1 year to go from a guy that had mid to lower Mountain West type numbers to now being literally leading the nation in punting. How do you explain that?
I think it's a lot of things. I mean, he moved from Australia, so he had to figure out what was going on here, and that had to be a whirlwind for him. I can't imagine going to another country, going to college, and trying to figure all that out, and then go into a game I really never played and have big people running at me and figure out how to kick a ball consistently. He had some great kicks last year. He just wasn't consistent. And then we've had some Coach Ross has come in and helped out with some of his technique and stuff like that, and just the consistency and being able to be around and ask for him to ask questions and things like that. And so I think it's a combination of him getting comfortable, some people around him that have helped him even in spring when we had different guys here. Those guys helped out, and then just him focusing on kicking. He realized he didn't need to know what football was. He had to catch the ball and kick it. And so he just focused in on what he could control, and he put a ton of work in. And I think most importantly overall that is he put a ton of work in the spring and the winter, and he perfected his craft. So he's able to do a lot of things, always gifted, but now he's able to kick it consistently where he wants to kick it.
I mean, I know you're not an NFL scout or NFL coach, and I know he's a sophomore or whatever, but I mean, is he going to kick in the NFL? Is he going to punt? Is he an NFL punter?
I sure hope so. I mean, punting is, I've come across a lot of good punters that have kicked the ball really far, and there's only 32 of them, and they don't get the wear and tear like middle linebackers and those type of players. So it's really difficult to be there, but he's only a sophomore and he's still getting better. If he has any more improvement, I think there's definitely opportunity, and I think the NFL game is borrowing some of the college stuff. I mean, you're starting to see guys rugby, you're starting to see some more Australian punters there in the NFL, and so if he can continue to grow, I think there is a great opportunity for him, but it's not going to be easy. There's so many limited spots, but with what he's done so far, I think he has a chance.
Going over to your other job, working with the corners. I've been told by several people, and I've not seen him play live, Ricky White is the best receiver in the league. So what do you see in him? What's the challenge? Why has he been successful? I
mean, he's explosive, man. You look at the top receivers in the country. You got the kid from Washington, the kid from Colorado State, and this kid. So we've seen some good ones, and he might be up there with all the rest of them. He's quick off the ball. He's able to make you miss in space. He goes up and gets it at the high point, and that's not a normal trifecta that you're able to do. Usually you're good at one thing or the other, and so you try to take away that. But if you give him too much space, he will make you miss and go on you. If you get too tight on him, and he'll run right by you. And then if you have great coverage, then you still got to go finish because he'll jump up and catch it. So I think that's what makes him special. And they move him around everywhere. So it's not like, all right, you go find him, because by the time we find him, the ball might be snapped. Because he's at the 1, he's at the 2, he's at the 3, he's everywhere. So obviously, so he knows the playbook very well. So because they can move him around, I don't think most guys can do that, especially when they play fast tempo offenses. So I'm assuming he's highly intelligent, and some of those things that we just talked about as far as the trifecta of things that he can do with the ball in his hands and go up and get it.
What about their offense as a whole? Highest scoring offense in the league, and I know they can beat you from multiple ways.
Yeah, they run all that, and they run the ball. They run the ball well. That's what the best thing that they do, and then they hit you with explosives. So you want to load the blocks, go ahead. You got these freak receivers outside that they'll throw the ball to, and if you play high, then they'll run the ball on you. So it'll be a challenge, a big opportunity for our defense to see how far we've grown over the season, and again, just another opportunity for our guys to go out there and compete.
I know the stats are what they are, and sometimes when you play different teams that do different things, numbers look whatever. But when you look over the course of the season, your corner group, the secondary as a whole, has gotten a lot of criticism for the past defense. I mean, how much better do you think it has gotten better, or has it, and where is it, and is it ready for a challenge like this?
We'll see. We'll see on Saturday. I think we go against Utah State, which had a top 20 passing team in the country a couple weeks ago, did very well. Air Force obviously doesn't throw it, so we weren't focused on that week. And then New Mexico, Wyoming after the bye week had a really good game against them. I think the one game since the bye week was Fresno that we did not do well against the pass. But those guys have battled their butts off. They've continued to work hard, and it's not easy to play that position when you get beat. I mean, everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. No matter what happens, like the pass goes up, like they know, yep, you're probably supposed to guard that guy. It's not like that for every other position. Like you can make a million mistakes up front, and somebody you can't see it. It just happens too fast. There's too many bodies around, but that's the position where everybody knows it, and you can talk about it, you can criticize them for it, and they got to take it. So to play that position, you got to have a different mindset, and you got to come out there and do it over and over and over again. And for those guys to be able to battle back and compete against some of these best receivers in the country, I think that Utah State kid is in the top 20 as well. And for them to be able to do that week in and week out and still come out there and compete and still come out there and try to find a way to win games and hold teams to low point totals, it's pretty awesome. So I'm proud of those guys for competing and battling, and we're doing the best job to put them in the best situations so they can have success. At the end of the day, that's our job, is to help them be successful, and we continue to try to find better ways to do that.
No, he took a lot of that criticism earlier in the year. He's really come on the last few games. What have you seen from him? Just kind of how has he kind of dealt with, not only the criticism, but everything going on at home, back at home, and then how fitting was it that he kind of had the clinching interception there against Air Force for you guys?
Yeah, super proud of him. I mean, when you talk about a team player, I mean, he has helped us tremendously on special teams this year. He blocked a field goal earlier in the year. Has played nickel in a bunch of games. Moved away from corner for a little bit. We brought him back last week to play corner. Played a great game last week. Had the interception. Had a couple tackles. And so just a guy that is going to do whatever he can do to help the team win. And that's the part that I love about our football team and I love about our position group. I mean, we've played different guys. Guys have been supported, and guys have continued to try to get better each and every week and support the guys that are in the game. And so I was super happy for him that he was able to get that done and finish the game off right.
How's he embraced kind of all that changing of positions?
It's hard. I mean, these guys have played their position their whole life, so I know it's hard on them, but at the end of the day, you can never tell that. He comes in with a smile on his face. He goes out there and competes every single day, and if I ask him to be a blocker on kickoff return or a punt blocker on the punt return team or whatever we ask him to do, cover a punt, he's down for it. He does a great job, and he does it because he loves his team and he wants to compete and help us win.
I asked him yesterday, I said, was it a little difficult early in the season when you did lose your starting job? He said, no, because I was still out there. I was still able to help the team. How does that speak to his selflessness and just, does that kind of say who he is as a person? Yeah, he's going to be super successful. You'll see in 10 years, he'll be very, very successful. So I think going through this is just going to help him in that process, because in life, everything's not going to go your way. But if you continue to work, the results, you're going to get the results you want. And ended up having a game-winning interception to take us to the championship, I think that's a testament to what kind of success he's going to have no matter what setbacks he has. So really happy for him to see that this season, and can't wait for him to use that learning experience so he can go do something great in the next couple of years after football and after this is all over. Last one for me. I mean, just everything you guys have been through. I was asking Eric and Nate about this, but just to the Hail Mary game, the kick in the Memphis game, and all the stuff you guys have been through, to not have to worry about any of that and to be exactly where you wanted to be in a championship game, and then throw in an NFL stadium, Las Vegas, national TV. I mean, just how cool is this opportunity, I guess, for the players, and what would it mean to this program to find, after all this, to find a way to win this game? It means a lot. I mean, when you come to Boise, this is what you come here for, to win championships. And to say that you're a part of this, no matter what happened or how it happened, you're a part of it. And so if we go down there and win that football game and bring a championship back to Boise, like, you're a part of that tradition that has been built over the course of the years. And so it's awesome that we're able to do that. It's awesome that we're able to fight adversity and be in this position and fight through a lot of things, because, again, we talk about all the time hard work pays off, and for young men to see that when you don't think there's a chance, and you just keep your head down, you keep working, and all of a sudden you're in a situation you go win a championship. I think that's a special learning lesson for everybody included, or me included. And again, it would be special for us to go just build to this tradition that's been built over the course of however many decades.